And welcome back to Let's Play Live a Live. As you can see, we are in the SFC version, and I am here at a bit of a crossroads where I actually initially refused Yuin in the SFC version. Not by intent, I was just using frame skip to get the game going faster, and I accidentally selected the one that turned him away. So we actually do get an opportunity to see what happens if you turn him down at his initial request to join you. He will come out to right in front of the path leading to the dojo. Please, Master, I'll really do anything. Really anything. No way. I'm not going to give up. And if you refuse him once again, he will make his way further along the path. Let's just follow along here. There's another reason I'm coming back at the SFC version also. Please, Master, I'll do anything. Really, anything. No way. I'm not going to give up. And if you keep refusing him, well, eventually he's just going to reach the door of your dojo. Please, Master, I'll do anything. Really anything. No, I won't give up. And then at this point, you have no choice but to accept him. Master! I admire your courage. I thought perhaps that you could become stronger without my aid. Your mind is already fierce, and your will to become strong is great. That is real power. Yeah! I haven't asked your name yet. Oh, it's Yuin Joe. And this is another thing I wanted to show off. In the AGTP translation, they decided to give Yuin a bit more of a phonetic spelling, so it may give clear intent to how it's pronounced. This obviously was less necessary in the HD version, which was voice acted anyways. Nice to meet you, Master. And at that point, Yuin becomes a pupil. Not a pupil, jeez. Well, that's 3, isn't it? Let's head back to my school. And finally, the other thing that I wanted to check out is that, of course, Hong in this version is known as Sammo, though his surname is still Haka. Now, one thing that's actually potentially worth your time to do in the SFC version is to actually unequip your characters. You can remove their iron fists somehow. And also equip a porcelain bowl, which is indeed stronger. How I got that bowl, we'll go over. This isn't really necessary, if I'm being completely honest. Can I unequip the Nata here? It doesn't look like it'll allow me to. But it's just something you can do for potential benefit later on. The most important thing you can do with it is, what is it? Take the porcelain bowl off of Sammo, because that actually does have some value, but we'll just be taking that anyway. Okay, with that all said and done, let's get back to the HD version where there's something I want to show off that I neglected to show over there. Here in the HD version, I have wound back the clock slightly because I did have somebody point out that I overlooked something in the market after recruiting Hong. So shoutouts to Captain Wedgie, who's the one who pointed this out to me. A couple of the villagers here, if you talk to them, here's hoping we'll see more business in the days ahead. Take this, with my thanks. If it isn't a pork bun. Some of them will give you items, and you don't have to do anything for them. You just have to have recruited Hong, either by beating him or by just simply paying off his tab for him. That's the alternative if you don't opt to beat him up, is you just pay off his tab. What's this guy got to say? That glutton ate every last one of my soup dumplings. It'll take ages to prepare another batch. I'm out of ingredients. Yeah, cry me a river. There is one more person who gives us an item here. I forget where they're located in this version of the game. Let's see. Go and ask the Shifu to train you? Come on, where are they? I think it's this one right here? No, it's this one down here. Shifu, you've returned. So good to see you. Okay, no, it wasn't you. It's been a while since your last visit, Shifu. Oh my god, come on. Is it gonna be the last guy I talk to? The market will prosper again, thanks to you, Shifu. Why don't you have this? And this guy gives you a red bean bun. Jeez, that took way too long to find. I just wanted to show that off because I forgot to cover it in the previous video. I was just in such a hurry to get back to the dojo. Now with that taken care of, we're going to wind the clock forward to the other save file that I made. Unfortunately, not retaining those items. We're back at the summit of Mount Aspiration. Now, I ran a poll to see who we should designate our star pupil, who is going to get the most training, the most focus, and have their potential fully cultivated as a Earthen Heart disciple. And the overwhelming consensus is that we should have Lei be the star pupil. She won the vote in pretty much a landslide. So, for the HD version, Lei will be our Earth and Heart pupil. Meanwhile, in the SFC version, the pupil who came in second place for the poll is Hong, or Sammo, whichever you prefer. We'll call him Sammo in this version just because, well, that's how his name was rendered. He will be our pupil going forward in the SFC version. Do not worry, though. I have also recorded footage for some of the more interesting segments from if Yuin is the pupil, in the HD version, of course, so we can get that delicious voice acting. Not gonna hear too much of Hong/Sammo's voice going forward in the HD version, but hey, that's just how it goes. Anyway, let's get to training.
Bring it on.
Now, there are unique things that everybody has to say before you train them, so let's just
I'll beat you this time.
let's just go through their dialogue real quick.
I'm ready, Shifu.
Rest for now.
As you wish, Shifu.
I'll earn my meal today.
Rest for now.
But the more I fight, the more I get to eat, right?
Well, that's one way to motivate yourself, Hong. Anyways, let's actually get into a battle here. Now, how does this work?
Show me what you can do.
Well, the battles are basically the same fights we've been doing with our disciples up until this point, to AT. However, when these fights complete, whether they win or lose, they will actually get experience. Obviously, for ideal results, we just want to whale into them. But beyond getting experience, there is a certain other thing that happens when these fights conclude. So, let's just repeatedly pelt Lei with Wise Fox's Grace. And for doing so, a fine display. Lei gets enough experience to level up. These first few bouts will give quite a good amount of experience, but as you can see, she's also learned Wise Fox's Grace. Now, the way I think this works is that if you defeat a pupil with a move that they don't know on a fight where they level up, they will learn the move that you defeated them with, or at the very least, they will learn a move that you used on them. I don't know if you specifically have to defeat them. At least for the HD version, you definitely they will only learn moves on fights where they level up. I'm not 100% sure how it works in the SFC version, just because you can't actively monitor the EXP gauges for the characters. You do not see how much experience they get from bouts. One thing to note here is that each pupil has a different base level.
3 more rounds is enough.
If you didn't catch it, Yuin is level 1, Lei is level 3 by default, and Hong is level 5. You do not get full level up to your pupil for every training session that you go through, so Hong is actually going to get much less out of these training sessions than Yuin and Lei are going to get. But he makes up for it by having really high HP at least. You also probably noticed that at the end of the encounter, Lei got a stat bonus independent of leveling up. Each training session that your pupil partakes in for these training segments are going to they're going to get 5 extra points to a specific stat. Now, the best way to do these training sessions is to honestly just whittle them down with Wise Fox's Grace. And as you can see, now that Lei knows Wise Fox's Grace, she can also counter with it. And she has recognized the strength of this move here. Can be a little unfortunate if you fail to bind her, but also we launch ours back in turn. What was I gonna say? She kind of interrupted my chain of thought there. But yeah, use the Wise Fox's Grace to whittle them down, then take them down with a move that you want them to learn. To be honest, the stat bonus we're getting for this training session is physical defense. The only moves that you really need to learn, or the only ones I think are really worth learning...
Much better than I expected. 2 more rounds should suffice.
Are Wise Fox's Grace and Lion Dismissal. Those are the 2 strongest skills, so those are the only ones I feel like you really need to focus on getting. Another good set are Traveler's First Step and Chipmunk's Delight. Chipmunk's Delight because it's a decent ranged option, and Traveler's First Step can also stun. Both these moves have a stunning property, so those are pretty good to have. Tiger and Dragon's Rebuke is okay because it can inflict debuffs on the enemy as well as arm bind the enemy, but the chances are pretty low in the HD version. Monkey's Withdrawal is probably the least useful. It's a retreat type skill, and it does really low damage. Pretty much the only thing notable about it is that it is slashing type damage. Now, who we decide to focus our training on will have a pretty significant impact on how the story for this chapter goes going forward. And I'm not going to bore you with most of the training matches. I will begin skipping them in a bit. But I do just want to lay out what we can expect to see going forward for this chapter. So there are several prominent cutscenes that will change depending on who your star pupil is. And I've taken the liberty of recording the alternate scenarios here, but I've cut them down to just the really important scenes. There are a handful of dialogue pieces you can get in basically any scene where the pupil speaks, obviously, but there's only a few that are significantly different, and I've isolated those out, and will be showing them in succession. If you do not want to see those bits when I splice them in, I will be leaving timestamps in the descriptions where we will be switching to different story bits that you can skip over if you don't really care to see them. It probably won't matter too much for the first couple scenes, but there will be a couple back-to-back ending cutscenes that we'll be seeing. With that all said and done, we're just going to blitz through the training now, because I've covered everything I wanted to, and expect a lot of cutscenes for the rest of this video.
One more round.
Bring it on!
Show me what you can do. I think that will do for today. Training in these conditions is tough, isn't it?
It was nothing.
Lei!
Get away from me! I don't need your help.
But you do, Lei. You're a lady after all. And my mother always said I should treat ladies with respect. So let us help.
Me? A lady? Honestly.
Today, we'll be training to improve your speed and agility.
Speed is not my strength.
There's something odd about this ground. It seems hard to move around on.
This will be easy. I know this place like the back of my hand.
Then, let's begin.
Today is speed training. Every training session here will get a pupil 5 points of speed. Spoiler, this does not help Hong in the slightest. His speed is abysmal, so any move that keys off of his speed stat is forever doomed to be weak. But it can be decent for Yuin. It's pretty much redundant for Lei, since she just, like, beelines towards capping speed anyway. One thing I would like to say, in regards to learning moves, I'm not actually sure if you can teach your pupils Unseen Bow's arrow, simply because it's a reaction-based skill, and the only way to get them, well, most of them, to attack you at a range, Lei's a bit better about attacking at range since she has some natural range moves, is to get Chipmunk's Delight onto them, and then try to bait them into using it. But often getting hit by Chipmunk's Delight just causes the Shifu to counter with Chipmunk's Delight in return. I know Yuin learns Unseen Bow's arrow by leveling up naturally, and I think some of the moves end up in the other characters' move list when they level up. Definitely not in the SFC version, where any move that goes unlearned in this training session is just permanently inaccessible to the pupils. Anyways, with that all said and done, let's get into the training with Lei here.
You'll see how fast I can move.
Rest a moment.
Oh? Seems to me you're the one who needs the rest.
Let us spar, Shifu.
Rest a moment.
But Shifu, I'm ready to fight.
I will learn to move quickly.
Rest a moment.
But if I train more, then I'll earn a greater share.
You'll see how fast I can move.
Show me what you have learned.
Yeah!
3 more rounds should do it.
You'll see how...
Show me what you have learned. No slacking now. We're just getting started. 2 more rounds.
You'll see how fast I can move.
Show me what you have learned. One more round.
You'll see how fast I can move.
Show me what you have learned. Enough! You've much too much!
Not good.
Wise fox knows many secrets. I think that will do for today. My students are eager, and though they would never admit it themselves, I fear I pushed them too hard today. I should go and see how they are doing. They must be truly exhausted to sleep so soundly on such a hard floor. Where is Yun?
Hong has her strength. Lei has her speed. I've got to find an edge. I can't lose to them.
Oh, Yun. Well done, everyone. You have all demonstrated sufficient mastery of the fundamentals. Henceforth, we will face one another not in sparring matches, but in true contest of strength. In so doing, you will learn to draw upon the power within.
Now this is what I've been waiting for.
If we win, we will be rewarded? With a feast?
In a real battle, your opponent will be fighting to kill. Which is why I shall be holding nothing back today. They've all become much stronger. I can manage 4 rounds at best. Now, who shall I challenge first?
With all that fancy talk out of the way, this is just more battles, but in the dojo, and now the stat that gets increased is physical attack. Anyways, let's get training underway.
No holds barred, huh? I've been waiting for this.
Rest and observe for now.
Having second thoughts, huh?
I'll do my best.
Rest and observe for now.
You needn't hold back for my sake, Shifu.
Today, I hunger for victory.
Rest and observe for now.
But I am ready to push myself to my limits.
No holds barred, huh?
Show me your all. Still 3 more rounds to go.
No holds barred, huh?
Show me your all.
Yeah!
That's 2 down. And 2 to go.
No holds barred, huh? I've been waiting for this.
Show me your all. Just 1 more.
No holds barred, huh? I've been waiting for this.
Show me your all. That's all for today.
Shifu!
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Rather, take heart. For my exhaustion is welcome evidence of your tremendous improvement. I'm in need of rest. If you would excuse me.
In time, all that begins must come to an end. One morning, the Shifu realized he had little left to pass on to his disciples. And that their long days spent training would soon be a thing of the past.
Today's lesson is perhaps the most important. Listen well. You have all become very strong indeed. But remember, true strength is more than the power to defeat your enemy. It is the power to defend yourself and that which you hold dear.
Shifu! Shifu!
It's you! Whatever happened, I didn't do it.
I'm not here for you! Bandits from Wong, they're terrorizing the people of Yuinfa!
Bandits from Wong, you say?
It must be Sun Wong and his gang. They probably thought they could go to Yuinfa and carry on like before without attracting your notice. I'll deal with them.
You will do no such thing. Strong as you've grown, it will be foolish and reckless. Do not misunderstand. I dare say you could defeat one and his entourage. But what will happen then? Others will come and the people of Yunfa will suffer. Violence begets violence. Hate breeds hate. You have all honed your bodies and minds, but your hearts are yet wanting.
But, Shifu!
Fear not. I shall go to Yunfa. You 3 are to remain here and continue your training. Is that clear?
Yes, Shifu.
Phew, I actually get a moment to get a word in. Hey, buddy, what do you gotta say to us? Quickly, Shifu! You must hurry!
I know. Stay here and train, right?
I'm sorry, Shifu. I did not mean to speak out of turn. Please, take care.
We'll be waiting for you, Shifu.
I don't know why, it just sounds to me like Hong when he says that. This is appropriate. It sounds like he says the word Shifu with a mouthful of food, which is funny to me. Anyways, back to the Yunfa market. As you can see, Shifu does not want his pupils getting trapped up in the cycle of violence. They've got so much of their lives ahead of them. Of course, these guys already have an ongoing beef with the Shifu, so if he gets in their way, you know, what else is new? I'm sure this won't cause any problems. So, once again, we must return to the market. I'm not actually sure if, at this point, you could grab the items that I grabbed earlier in the video. I suppose we could try talking to this guy over here just to see if he has anything for us. There's no telling what those bandits will do if you don't stop them. We'll try talking to them after we deal with the, issue with the gang.
Oh, there's wine galore!
And enough food for an emperor's banquet.
And plenty of women to keep us company. Ah. Shifu, what are you doing here?
I ask you to leave this place at once. I do not wish to hurt anyone, not even you.
Don't be so quick to presume it'll be the same as before. I now follow the teachings of the Indomitable Fist. I have endured training more rigorous and relentless than you can possibly imagine. Allow me to show you the new techniques I have learned.
Anyways, here is Sun Tzu Wang and his hot-headed lackeys again. Although he claims to have gained a lot of power, this fight is basically the exact same as it was the first time around. Two Wise Fox's graces will just end it immediately. He does at least have a leg-based move to try and get through the arm bind there, but as you can see, that just triggered a Lion's dismissal, so he is dead. On the SFC version, he has such little HP that you can finish this in one Wise Fox's grace. Not much of a mini-boss fight, if I'm gonna be honest here. Can't even get any experience for this. What gives, man?
Impossible. How could I lose again? This isn't over, old man. Old-Wan Li will put pay to you in that rotting shack you call a school. Mark my words!
Brother!
Old-Wan Li. Does he lead this indomitable feast?
You did it! I knew we could count on you, Shifu!
Alright, do you have a reward for me? Thank you so much, Shifu! I've just cooked up another batch of my famed steam buns. Here, take one! And yes, as a matter of fact, we get a tasty soup dumpling. How delightful. Ladies, Shifu, let me give you something special to show my appreciation. If you'll come this way. Oh, well, young lady. If your intention is what I suspect, then I fear I must refuse. Truly, I must. Oh, this is too much. What a lovely, magnificent peach bun. You are too kind. That was nice. Thank you so much, Shifu. Here, this is for you. It isn't a panda charm. Hey, nice. Thank you, Shifu. Please take this. And then we get a Chow Chow charm. And from this lady, get away from me. Oh, I'm sorry, Shifu. I thought you were some creepy old man. You're gonna hurt his feeling. No item from her. I cannot thank you enough. Take this with my thanks. And geez, boy, the generosity here. I wonder why the game is giving us all these items here. Here, take this for your trouble. The Scroll of Martial Secrets. Actually, let me take a look at this one. I forget if this one can be used in battle. Looks like it boosts your special attack here. Bunch of stuff to increase your stats. And over here, your incredible Shifu. Take this with my thanks. If it isn't a pork bun. And thank you so much, Shifu. We're sure to see better days soon. Because that was a token of my appreciation. It isn't a pot lid. And we get a Beijing pot. So many items and pieces of equipment here. Awesome. A bottle of Tigyan. I actually have never gotten this item before. I don't think I've ever actually stopped to talk to any of these people. So let's see. Share to restore a moderate amount of HP to allies, as well as remove any queasiness or sleepiness. Interesting. And of course, we've got people over here to talk to. With that, we'd had 100 like you, Shifu. And that I've had more than this to offer you in gratitude. Red bean bun? Hey, that's plenty. Markets will prosper again, thanks to you, Shifu. I hope this will be of use to you. Another red bean bun? Alright, what do you got for me? Can I thank you enough, Shifu? Allow me to give you this gift. Business set of tiger attire. And you're too kind, Shifu. However can we repay you? It's not much, but please take this. And a tiger glove. So much good stuff here. I can't believe the game is being this generous. I think, you know what? Our pupils have been working hard. I think we need to distribute these pieces of equipment among them equally, and let them all to compensate for their weak areas. Like that speed boosting charm. It's just me, it looks like there are foot tracks heading towards the dojo. Weird. But that speed boosting charm, perfect for Hong. As an addition to that special... Hey, what happened? Uh-oh, we better go see what's going on.
Lei, are you alright? What happened?
You're back. I'm sorry. While you were away, some men came. Followers of the Indomitable Fist, they said. We did everything we could to fight them off, but there were too many. They were too strong.
What about Yun and Hong?
They're inside.
I'm here now, Lei. I've got you.
So, looks like the Indomitable Fist have attacked the dojo. We can only hope to see that Yun and Hong are okay.
Yun! 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 Hong! Wake up! Hong! Open your eyes! Hong! There will be a reckoning. The Indomitable Fist will answer for their deeds this day. Yun, Hong, I am truly sorry. Neither of you deserved this fate. My time draws near, and I shall join you both before long.
So, yes, unfortunately, the pupils that you do not dedicate the most training to, they die. There are alternative scenes depending on who your star pupil was. Let's take a look at those real quick. Yun! Yun! Lee! 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 Sammo! Master, what in the world happened? Some guys from Yipo Men's School. We were overrun. I got scared, but Lee and Yun, they stood and... Hang in there, Sammo. You'll regret this. I'll never forgive this. Yipo men, you shall rue this day!
Lei! Stay with me, Lei! Lei! Hong! Wake up! Hong! Open your eyes! Hong! Huh? Show yourself!
Shifu. I'm sorry, Shifu.
Yun, you're alive.
Please forgive me, Shifu. It's all my fault. Disciples of the Indomitable Fist came. Angry, violent men. Lei and Hong tried to fight them off, but I was too scared. And now they're both dead. Because of my cowardice. It's all my fault.
Yun.
Shifu, I've dishonored you and your teachings. So please, denounce me. Cast me out.
Don't be a fool. If you left, what would come after? A life of bitterness and regret. A weight you would carry till your dying days. You owe it to your fallen comrades to stay, Yun. There is much you can yet do.
For Lei and Hong.
Linger not in sadness. Nurture the mournful heart, that it may lead you to walk the true path once more. And know this, Yun. This burden is not yours to bear. It was I who moved this man to act against us. There will be a reckoning. The Indomitable Fist will answer for their deeds this day.
Now, I'm not 100% sure how the game determines who your star pupil is, in terms of just like what the exact trigger is. Obviously, giving the most training to a specific person will always make sure that they are your star pupil. What the exact trigger for determining they are relative to is, I'm not sure. I've read that if you train them all evenly, then Hong will be your star pupil by default, and I believe it's due to level, since he has the highest base level. If he just if everybody just gets the same amount of training, he'll still have the highest level, so he'll be the default pupil. In general, though, if you give 2 of your training sessions each day to a specific pupil, they will always be the star pupil who survives the Indomitable Fist's attack. So it's as simple as that. Obviously, for practical purposes, since Hong and Yun really couldn't benefit from any trainings, it was just prudent, since everybody wanted Lei to be the pupil for this version, to give her all the trainings. It's honestly really harsh. When I first played this game, I was shocked that the pupils I didn't favor in the training outright died. It's not something you really see coming the first time you play this game.
Until then, rest peacefully. Pay attention, miss nothing, observe everything. My strength wanes, and so I may be able to perform this only once. Every breath carefully drawn. Every movement subtle and sudden. The culmination of my life and my art. With mind's eye and open heart. Mark well and learn. This technique is my greatest secret. Heavenly Peak's Descent. Strong as you've become, you cannot yet perform such a complicated attack. Yet perhaps, in welcoming the wisdom into your heart and soul, when the time is right, it will be yours to wield. Quite soon, I think, given the prodigious skill you have demonstrated already. " That's all for today. Now rest. You have earned it.
Are you going somewhere?
To pay my respects to the students I could not save. I'm proud of you. Please, stay here and rest.
As you wish.
You've probably noticed right away that the compass direction is pointing us the opposite way of the summit. We cannot let this stand. The reckoning is coming today, but we can at least visit the graves, pay our final respects, because I think the Shifu knows full well this assault that he's about to launch, he's not coming back from. He's already struggling to just do 4 fights in a given day, and we've got quite a few fights ahead of us.
I pushed you to confront and overcome your fears, to have confidence. But in the end, Yun, little Yun, I am truly sorry. To be at home in your own body, to trust in yourself, to find happiness and fulfillment, that is all I ever wanted for you. Can you find it in your heart to forgive a foolish old man? Brave home. Rest well.
Man, my heartstrings are actually getting kind of tugged here. That's so sad! But, we're going to make things as right as we can, and we're going to make sure Lei lives to see the day that she too can be a master. Perhaps pass on the kung fu, the discipline, and just everything that she has learned. The strength of the earthen heart, as you would. But we've got to make our way to the Indomitable Fist hideout, which of course was that stronghold that we were not able to enter previously. Of course, we probably could have easily defeated the guards there, but we had no reason to go in there. Not such now. We are making our assault on the stronghold, and the Indomitable Fist, the entire school, is going to pay. A little more than a bunch of thugs, really. I think it's time we teach them a lesson in what Kung Fu is really about. Making our way into the bamboo forest, the tigers have gone away, so we don't have to worry about these speed bump encounters. We're just able to make our way straight into the stronghold. Let's go.
You could leave me out of it, huh? I knew you were planning to confront them. I'm coming too. You have to let me. I won't let you pass unless you do.
Lei. Very well. I hope you're prepared for what lies ahead.
I am.
Then let us be off. For the Indomitable Fist awaits. And the Black Heart. O.D. Wanli.
Looks like we didn't fool Lei for a second here, and she joins us before we even reach the Indomitable Fist Fortress. Lei is the only pupil that will reach you or intervene with you before you get into the fortress. Each pupil joins at a different point in the fortress. Yun joins not long after this, but Hong joins pretty deep into the fortress sequence. Naturally, I will be showing off the alternative scenes that come up when they join, or what we possibly see when they don't join. Now, before we actually make our way into the fortress, we want to, for the first time in the game, actually modify our formation. Or at least this is the first time in the game where it's a really good idea. We want Lei to take point here, because she has already far surpassed the Shifu. So let's give her our best equipment here, the Iron Walk, which gives her a good amount of attack power. Let's see, the Tiger Glove doesn't really give a good trade-off here. What's the best thing for the Tiger Glove in the offhand? Yes, actually, so we'll give her that. We will give her the Tiger Tire, giving her great boost to her defense and her physical attack. Good stuff there. The Killian Boots, which will give her speed beyond the cap that she can get from leveling up. Between level up bonuses and equipment bonuses, your stats can go up to 99 through leveling and 150 with equipment. So she's 2/3 of the way to capping speed. Pretty nice, pretty nice. And naturally, we want to give her those accessories to just make her that much stronger. Give her Chow Chow Charm for some physical defense, and of course the Scroll of Martial Secrets in order to augment her Wise Fox's grace. We'll of course give the remaining stuff that we have to the Shifu so that he can also get some better defenses going. Looks like his weathered garments are the best there. We'll give him the weathered boots and no accessories that we can equip on him. But like I said, we want Lei to take point at this point because she has surpassed the Shifu and is more than capable of dealing with the ne'er-do-wells we're going to be coming across.
What do you want, old man?
This is no place for the likes of you.
And yet, this old man must pass. For he has business with your master.
And of course, we've got Indomitable Fist disciples to take on. These guys are very weak. They can go down in a single hit from basically anything. They are vulnerable to Monkey's Withdrawal, but why even bother? That's just no need to do that. May as well just use Chipmunk's Delight to take them out real quick. As you can see though, look at that. Lei just hits twice as hard as the Shifu. She has truly come into her own as a Kung Fu prodigy. Now coming up is actually the first set of alternative scenes we can get in the Indomitable Fist Fortress, so I'll be cutting into those after we get our scene here.
It's him! The Shifu! Whoever deals the finishing blow will be well rewarded! Go!
Please, Shifu, let me help you.
You shouldn't have come.
I can fight. I can. And I won't get underfoot, I swear. So please. I owe it to Lei and Hong as much as you do. Let me fight by your side.
Yun. Very well. You're prepared?
Shifu? Yes, I am ready.
Now, in the SFC version with Sammo, rather than having Yuen get an awesome moment here, instead, Yipo Men Master says to Little One, do you realize what sort of place this is? Who is this child? You've forgotten me already? Your wonton kung fus? Ha! I've been waiting for this. My father's death will not have been in vain. I've trained hard to learn this special move. You will feel my wrath. This is Wonton Kung Fu's final break. Ultra Miracle Special Smash! Ah! Hey, is it just me or does that crying look a little familiar? Wonton is part of a running gag family of sorts in Live Alive. Keep an eye out for the various incarnations of this family. Believe me, that's not the last time we'll be seeing, well, that sobbing there. Anyways, in this version of the game, or rather, this version of the story, the Shifu has no choice but to take on these guys himself. Get him! Whoever kills the old fart gets a bonus! So yes, a pretty tough fight for the Shifu here, since he's outnumbered. Or at least it would be if not for the fact that Lao Huxiwu is just way too strong for these guys to handle. By the way, I gotta say, I am a huge fan of the panda cursor in this version of the game. But there's really not too much to say about this. Just nail all these guys with Wise Fox's grace. Occasionally you get some counterattacks, which won't actually take these guys out, whatever. But yeah, that's all there is to say about this version. We'll cut back in when Sammo comes back into play. That encounter is just a huge amount of Indomitable Fist disciples, 9 to be exact. Nothing too fancy, just use Wise Fox's grace a bunch and you'll take out a ton of them. This guy is an acolyte, so he's a bit stronger. He has, well, okay, he's just to note as a disciple, but he's a stronger disciple. As you can see, he has 100 HP. So let's see, let's try, what is he weak to? We don't have Monkey's Withdrawal, so let's give him a good Lion's Dismissal, since we've been working on our physical attack so much. See how much damage this does from Lei. Surprisingly little, actually. This guy's got good defense. We'll check out some of Lei's unique skills also, since we haven't really had a good chance to look at that. As you can see, she's got Cat's Reproach, which is just a omnidirectional kick attack, Monkey's Paw, which is a 4-hit attack. If you have good accuracy, it can deal some good damage. Her strongest attack is Kingfisher's Tantrum, which is a jumping attack with a short charge time. Her most easily usable attack is Serpent Strike, speed-based grapple attack that has a decent range. As you can see, pretty good damage there with her sky-high speed.
That's the stuff.
But let's see if we can't get even more fanciful attacks for Lei throughout this. Heading up this way.
Release the tigers! Quickly!
We've got tigers inbound, but these aren't the ordinary tigers that we were fighting earlier. These are white tigers, even stronger variants, though not really anything too fancy. As a matter of fact, we can just take these guys out with 2 Wise Fox's Grace as we want to, but why not use some of the skills that we took the time to painstakingly learn? Look at Traveler's First Step when we hit a weakness there. Great stuff. And we'll use a Wise Fox's Grace, get 2 bits of damage going around, damage 1 tiger, kill the other. Look at that. Beautiful stuff from the Shifu. Unfortunately, these guys attack with their teeth, so the arm and leg bind, not really a big deal for them, but they're not going to stand a chance against Traveler's First Step. There we go, beautiful stuff. Got a bunch of guys to take out here, so just to get more experience for Lei, I'm going to lay the smackdown on these fools. One thing that's nice to note about the HD version, these encounters bundle together more. A lot of these encounters in the SFC version were one at a time, which of course with our 2 characters here, especially the extremely strong Earth and Heart Disciple, not really much of a challenge, and also just tedious. Couple things to note from that fight. One is that despite the damage being marked as low, Leia's Cat's Reproach actually hit surprisingly hard. It hit for like 94 damage. Also, she did learn Monkey's Withdrawal, so now she has that at her disposal. There we get a Fushi Feather, an usable item in battle that has a damaging effect. One thing to note is that there is a good amount of items to grab in this stronghold. If you did not collect a lot of the healing items earlier, you won't be going into the boss fights underprepared. Leia's Cat's Reproach hit that tiger for 225 damage. Crazy stuff. Also, I hope you like the battle theme for this chapter, because we are going to be hearing a lot of it. I will admit, it does start to overstay its welcome ever so slightly by the end of this chapter. Now you may be wondering, where's Hong at this point? And he actually joins super late into the sequence, so it actually can be slightly dangerous if Hong is your star pupil, since the Shifu has to do most of these fights alone, and he does not have much HP to work with. Also, good soup dumpling there. Those 5 100 HP disciples there can actually be a little perilous if you don't realize how good Wise Fox's Grace is. We can leave this tiger be. What?
It's the Shifu!
Why partake in animal cruelty, I was gonna say. Anyways, it's at this point where Hong finally connects with the Shifu. So we will be seeing that scene after we finish up here. Okay, these guys are a little bit more perilous than things that we've been fighting up to this point. In particular, they can poison you, which can actually be pretty nasty. As you can see, there is also a table in the way here. You can break it if you so desire to free up some space. Wow, that was lucky. The Shifu still has some tricks at his disposal with that high special attack stat. Sometimes he can roll some pretty good damage ranges for Wise Fox's Grace, only slightly better than Lei at this point. Lei has decent enough special attack that if you can get good accessories for her at a certain point in the game, shall we say. Yes, don't worry, this won't be the last we see of any, like, the end of these chapters will not be the last we see of these characters. Do not worry. But later in the game, Lei actually does have some rather potent special moves that you can learn. I suppose it's oh hey, you rarely see Unseen Bow's arrow since the triggers for her are so weirdly specific. Let's Lion's Dismissal this guy. And let's actually see Hong's version of this scene before I continue. Just continue my thought. The Xinchang Quan Master! How tedious. But if I use my special skill now, I won't have anything left for the master. What? An earthquake? Whoa! Sammo! Master! I wasn't strong enough to protect Li and Yuen, but I won't let their deaths be for nothing! You. Alright, let's go, Sammo! And at this point, you get the fight with Sammo and Toh. Unfortunately, unlike Yuen, he does not take out any of the fighters for us in the preceding cutscene, so it more or less goes like normal here. At this point, we've finally got our Xinjiang Quan, Earth and Heart pupil, and once the fight is over, you'll want to put him in the lead, since, of course, he's just got so much more power over the Shifu at this point. Counters or no. For those who were worried about the stats of the table, don't worry, it's okay. Anyways, as I was saying, at this point, Yuen would probably start learning some of his unique moves, and yes, each character has their own signature moves that they continue to learn past the Earth and Heart style. Yuen learns some unique elemental ranged attacks, while Hong learns close range attacks that key off of his physical attack and can inflict some debuffs. A couple of Hong's unique attacks also debuff himself, which is actually pretty unfortunate. Lei actually has one very, very good special attack-based attack that she learns, so I'll be eager to show that off when she gets it. Unfortunately, she will not get it in this chapter. Making our way into Odiwan Li's chamber. You know, that name rings kind of a bell for some reason.
Welcome, Shifu.
You are the master here. Odiwan Li, I challenge you.
We meet at last. I see you have brought your surviving student. I must say, I'm impressed you have made it this far. A man of your age. But you'll find the fighters here are made of sterner stuff than the youthful dross you dispatched. Against their combined strength, you would not stand a chance. But a man of honor would never stoop to such cowardly methods.
Don't make me laugh! You? A man of honor? A man of lies, more like! Or do you deny sending an army to attack my master and his students?
Ah, that. That was a discordant rabble. They rely on numbers to carry out their tasks, yet still fail to do so all too often. So, by way of apology, I shall deal with you fairly and justly today. I present to you your opponents. Senshi and Sushi. Ishi and Ershi. Tongcha, Sha-cha. Nancha, Pei-cha. 10. Lin. Shen, Sisters 3. And finally, Yi Pei Ko. You shall fight all in turn. Defeat them, and I will accept your challenge. And now, let the revelry of blood begin!
That's such a gracious allowance that you made there. I'll fight you honorably. You just gotta beat these 10 guys first. So we've got a mini-boss gauntlet before we can take on the big bad. Let's go. First, we have these guys here, whose names I've already forgotten because I'm stupid like that. Sanchi and Sushi. So, let's see. Let's just fish around the field here, see what these guys are weak to. This guy is vulnerable to jump attacks. This guy is vulnerable to slash attacks, so we'll leave him be for a bit. Let's see if we can't get a Kingfisher's Tantrum on, I already forgot your name here. Sushi. He might have moved out of the way. This is one of the unfortunate things about charge attacks, is that sometimes the opponents will just move out of the way, and that's a pretty obnoxious thing to have to deal with for enemies that are not super huge. For bigger enemies, it's less of a big deal. We're just going to get up close to this guy and start hitting him with Cat's Reproaches instead. And hey, nice, a Traveler's First Step counter. Not great damage. Actually, not Cat's Reproach. Let's see. Not Kingfisher's Tantrum. Let's go just for a Lion's Dismissal here. This should still deal pretty good damage. 77, not bad. We'll let the other guy just get in close. Hit this guy with another Lion's Dismissal, and then move in on... Are you Sanchi or Sushi? I keep forgetting which one is which. I'm sorry, I do not mean to be disrespectful to my opponents here. You know, Kung Fu is all about being graceful and respectful to your opponents, and I am failing miserably at that. As I fail at a lot of things. Anyways, he goes for his Winged Fist. These first two guys, not that terrible. Here, I'll honor you by getting your name right. Sanchi, you're going down. Serpent Strike will deal more than enough damage to finish this guy off, and our first set of opponents are defeated. They will get tougher and tougher as we go down the line, although fortunately none of them are too bad. The last four, though, can actually be a little perilous to fight. Take on the next set here. Next up, we've got Yishi and Eroshi. Let's see, this guy right here, he is vulnerable to kicks. Well, he's got a bad thing coming towards his groin right now. Oh! Lei, please, allow him to carry on his lineage. Oh, dear. That guy just gets absolutely annihilated. One thing to note is you notice how these guys are doing the mini-boss dispersal in this version of the game. Let's see if we can't get a 4-hit monkey's paw here. These guys are doing the boss-type dispersal. No, only 2 hits. But in the SFC version, they just dissipate like standard enemies, which I honestly kind of prefer, because it just... them dissipating like actual bosses kind of arbitrarily makes this fight take longer. Darn, that wasn't that much better than the monkey's claw. Or the monkey's paw, or whatever it was called. Sorry, I'm very bad with names sometimes. Especially when it's late in the day and I'm a little bit tired. You know. Here, hit him with another monkey's paw. Multi-hit moves got nerfed something fierce in this version of this game. Their accuracy is terrible, which is why anything that you can get that can boost your accuracy, like a buff, is very good for attacks like that. Lei should get another level up from the next fight we get into, which will be much appreciated. You can only get so much experience in these battles. Tongcha and Cha-Cha. Let's take a look here. This guy is vulnerable to Pierce, so he is going to be taking some serious Lion's Dismissals right now. But yeah, you can only get so much experience in this chapter. I don't believe there's any repeatable encounter you can cheese for like 1 EXP gains if you want to level up a bunch. This is also the training session earlier. That is why I was saying it was undesirable to level up against tigers, because that would, of course, deny you the opportunity to learn some moves, and you could very well get to this point in the chapter without a decent number of moves at your disposal, which, of course, would mean the Shifu would have to carry a bit more of the workload here. Let's just let this guy do his thing. Arrow's Flight, let's see what that does. Oof. Massive belly flop there. Okay, what is this guy vulnerable to? Just Monkey's Withdrawal. Not really worth it, so instead, we're just going to Cat's Reproach this guy in the dick repeatedly. And that should deal decent. Actually, Lion's Dismissal probably will deal a little bit more damage. Lion's Dismissal is a great attack to learn. It just has such a high base damage value. Traveler's First Step, if it stuns, is decent. One unfortunate thing about this procession of fights is that a lot of these guys are very resistant to ailments. They're reasonably susceptible to debuffs, but it's not really worth it to go out of your way to try and inflict them. You'll generally get the fights done in the same amount of time, if not faster, if you just go for your best damaging moves. The nice thing about having so many moves is that because so many of them also have a reaction component, you will get counterattacks when you are taking hits here.
I'm just getting started.
Got anything new here? Ooh, Starlight Strike. Let's take a look at that. Boy, this video is running long. This is going to be like a feature-length kung fu film by the end of it. I'm actually getting a moment to say some stuff here. Isn't that nice? Pecha and Nancha are up next. Let's see here. This guy's weak to fire, which only Yuin can possibly take advantage of. So let's try out our Starlight Strike. Punish an enemy with a whirling knife hand to wound and weaken them. It says it's low damage, but you can never be certain of that. Yeah, it is pretty low damage. Not the best thing we could have hit there. Probably, what is it? Lion's Dismissals would be good. Yeah. And yes, these guys do have their own unique bits of dialogue. Honestly, probably Wise Fox's Grace is the best one now that I think about it. Just keep hitting them with that, and Lei can throw in some Serpent Strike. Hey, actually got a bind to go through. Hey, there! That's exactly what I was thinking of. Good stuff, good stuff. And hit that guy with another one. Not overly concerned about what the other guy can do. Oh, come on, Lei. Why you gotta do that to me? That's what I was thinking. You gonna let the Shifu take that? He's an old man. Oh, okay, he's got his rebuke. Oh, gee. Yeah, these guys, pretty resilient, so this fight can take a little bit of time.
Not good.
Okay. Wise Fox's Grace once again.
Wise Fox, there's many sins.
And let's get this other guy taken care of. This guy will slowly dissipate. And we will have Lei go in. Let's see, this guy is resistant to that, but he is not resistant to Monkey's Paw. This seems to, like it'll do a little bit more damage than Tiger and Dragon's Rebuke on average. That was pretty sizable damage there. Let's just pass and, right. Can we get this to clear? There we go. Actually, let's Lion's Dismissal this guy, just to move him and break the charge on that attack. There we go. He does get his quick reprisal in, but I'm not overly concerned about that. Leg sweep, not a terrifying move, really. Wise Fox's Grace won't deal that great damage because he's resistant to it, but he seems to have a pretty lousy special defense. Let's go for Tigers and Dragon's Rebuke on this final hit, just for something that's a little bit more accurate. Account for the absolute worst-case scenario. There we go.
That's the stuff.
Hey, we got a Dragon Glove from that. Let's take a look at that real quick. Just to see what kind of equipment we got to work with from that. The Dragon Glove increases your special attack. You know what? I'm actually going to give that to the Shifu real quick. It would probably be smarter to put it on Lei. And the reason I'm giving it to the Shifu is because I actually wanted to put him back in the first slot for this specific fight here.
Interesting. You more than live up to your reputation, Shifu. But how will you fare against the Sisters 3? Let us see.
And the reason I want the Shifu to be in Formation 1 for this fight is the Sisters 3 are lined up in just a way that he can hit all of them with Wise Fox's Grace to start this fight out, and this will allow us to clear it very quickly. We will be taking a few counterattacks here, but... Ooh, actually, that's a little nasty. Ooh. Shifu might be having a few problems here.
Lin's the name, and killing's my game.
Oh dear.
Follow my blade if you can.
Okay, that's actually good. We're fine there, we're fine. So, as you can see, the Shifu is gonna get... Oh, hey, lucky dodge. Let's have... Oh, never mind. Okay, let's do the Wise Fox's Grace again. Take these two out. The Shifu will be taken down by the other sister there, but that's not a huge deal. As you can see, these two are taken out. If your Yuin is your star pupil, he is very good for this strategy, so be sure to have him do this instead of the Shifu, since he's far hardier than the Shifu. Wouldn't look like it based on his starting stats, but all of Yuin's stats develop pretty well. I'd say across the board, he has probably the best, overall stat growth, though, Hong and Lei are a bit more specialized in their specific fields, whereas Yuin is not quite as good with special attack as they are with their stats. Let's just give her let's give Chan a quick cat's reproach to the teeth. There we go. See, Shifu is fine. If I wanted to, I could use a healing item to bring him back in, but it's really not necessary. As long as the character still is participating in battle, even if they are knocked out, they will get EXP. There we got the Dragon's Attire. And I believe that is superior to the armor that Lei is wearing currently. would reduce her physical attack, but give her more defense and more special attack, which I think is the better trade-off. So we're going to do that, and we're going to put her back in the first position again. With that taken care of, we've got just one more fighter to take on.
Impressive. You've put on quite a show, Shifu. It has been too long since you faced a proper opponent. Enjoy it, Ipei Ko!
Ipei Ko's the name, and killing is his game. This guy is pretty serious. As you can see, 480 HP, pretty hardy for an old man, and he resists most of our moves. So we, first off, just have to find something that is even particularly effective against him, which fortunately lays Serpent Strike more than up to the task of dealing some damage. Kingfisher's Tantrum, I think, is also an option there. He doesn't resist jumps, does he? Here comes Crane's Flight. Some of this guy's moves can be pretty damaging. Let's see. Yeah, we can use Kingfisher's Tantrum. Shifu, of course, he just wants to keep doing Wise Fox's Grace. This is his bread and butter. No reason to change that at this point. This guy is actually remarkably dangerous in the SFC version. He came pretty close to taking my team out, which was, of course, Sammo and the Shifu. Let's go for Kingfisher's Tantrum. We'll, of course, want to back up a little bit. This guy's a little bit bigger, so we might be able to more consistently actually hit him with that. Fortunately, if he's in attacking range, he'll probably more than likely try to counter. He's going for a charge attack here. Kingfisher's Tantrum, great damage there. Here comes the Tiger Claw. I'm actually going to... Oh, hey, nice. Chipmunk's Delight. Get a little bit of damage in there. Have the Shifu pass. Prep up another Kingfisher's Tantrum. Oh, hey, that came out before I could do the Wise Fox's Grace. My plan there was to let the Kingfisher's Tantrum charge, do a Wise Fox's Grace, let the Shifu eat the counter, and then, of course, the Kingfisher's Tantrum would go off. But sometimes charge times can be a little bit weird like that. I'm actually surprised at how smoothly this fight went. This guy, again, is a lot more threatening in the SFC version. There we go. One more fight to go. Odiwan Lee. He's going down, and our revenge will be complete.
Forgive me, but I neglected to introduce Soju and Mandu, my elite guard. Trained assassins who shadow my every step. I dare say, they would have a fighting chance against me, were they to grow ambitious. Thus do I keep them close, that I must remain on guard every moment. We of the Indomitable Fist eschew such things as trust and camaraderie. For sentiment is the enemy of strength. Attachments bind lesser men and prevent them from attaining true power.
Lei, I will handle the assassins. And you, my disciple, you will fight Odiwan Lee.
You're leaving Lee to me?
Lee's intent from the first has been to wear us down, bit by bit. He knows my strengths will not last, but he does not know your potential. Remember, your comrades laid to rest atop Mount Aspiration, and my final gift to you, my final teaching. Every breath carefully drawn. Every movement subtle and sudden. The culmination of my life and my art. With mind's eye and open heart. Mark well and learn.
I remember.
So, rather than fight me yourself, you send this child in your place? I expected an old fool, but an old coward. Huh.
Wouldn't be so quick to laugh if I were you. We'll see who's still standing when all's said and done.
So tell me, child, are you so eager to die? What's this?
Yin, you better be watching! Behold, our Shifu's greatest secret.
A desperate bluff.
Heavenly Peak's descent!
And with that, the boss fight of the chapter, O.D. Wan Li. Now, we have access to Heavenly Peak's Descent, the ultimate technique of the Earth and Heart style. However, we can only use it once in the fight, so you have to decide if you want to use it right at the start to get a huge amount of damage in on O.D. Wan Li, or use it as a finisher. We're going to use it as a finisher, or at least attempt to. It does around 250 to 280 damage, depending on what you've got available. So with a few Kingfisher's Tantrums, we should be able to get O.D. Wan Li softened up so that we can hit him with that attack well and good. Be careful, he does have a few ranged attacks at his disposal, so we can't just keep spamming these and expect them to keep going through. Eventually, he'll be able to get through. Alright, let's see what he hits us with. Fortunately, we have tons of healing items at our disposal, so we're not exactly in dire straits. Here we get a counter Serpent Strike. Now, I highly recommend that you keep yourself at full health at all times in this fight, because some of his attacks can be rather nasty. But I think with one more Kingfisher's Tantrum, we can hit him with the Heavenly Peak's Descent and close the fight out on a good note. Here comes Venom Scars. This attack can poison you. Pretty nasty, but I think we can manage. Let's get into this spot right here, since he won't be able to hit us with that again from right there. Always pay attention to the ranges of the attacks that you get hit by. Alright, what's he looking at for HP there? Let's see. He has 213. I think we're ready. Time to show the results of Lei's training.
You're mine! The old man taught me this!
Bested by this weakling?
Lei, you've outdone yourself. You've become so strong. Stronger than I dared hope.
What are you saying? I'm sure you have so much more to teach me.
I have faith that our art will endure for generations to come. preserved and protected by you, my worthy successor.
Quit talking like it's the end!
Listen, I am old, too old. That I have lived so long is a miracle indeed. In guiding you on this path, I found renewed purpose for a time. Lei, you have passion and dedication like no other. If you take but one thing to heart, then let it be this. There is strength in kindness. Do not be afraid to show it.
I know. I know.
Well then, it's time for me to go and tell Yun and Hong just how much you've grown.
Shifu! Shifu! Hey, old man. I split the boulder today. And while I try my best to be kind, like you urged me, I still lose my temper sometimes. I don't know if I've got it in me to ever be as calm and collected as you were. But I won't give up. One day they'll praise my bleeding heart even more than yours. You'd like that, wouldn't you? So keep watching, old man. That goes for you too, Yun. And Hong. I will carry on our legacy. I will be the Shifu.
Master! Good job, Sammo. You became even stronger. I've still got a long way to go before I reach you, though. I believe you could properly pass my skills down through future generations. What are you saying? No. I've lived long, maybe too long. Your growth has helped me keep going this far. Sammo, you learned about self-confidence. Remember to cheer yourself up, and always keep smiling. I understand. Now, I'll go deliver the message. About how you have grown. Master! Master, I finally did it. I have some self-confidence now, but I still have a long way to go. I just can't stop eating! Anyway, I'll be like the Master. No, I'll be better than the Master. I'll do it now. Lee, Yun, and Master. Because I'm the... Xinshan Quan Master now!
Shifu!
Yun, I'm so proud of you. You've become so strong. Stronger than I dared hope.
But Shifu, I still have so much to learn.
I have faith that our art will endure for generations to come. Preserved and protected by you, my worthy successor.
No, Shifu, don't! You can't leave me now!
Listen, I am old, too old. That I have lived so long is a miracle indeed. In guiding you on this path, I found renewed purpose for a time. Yun, you are a kind and loving young man, with a purity of spirit that shines through in your every word and deed. If you take but one thing to heart, then let it be this. Trust in yourself. Yours is a righteous soul.
I will remember your words, Shifu.
Well then, it's time for me to go and tell Hong and Lei just how much you've grown.
Shifu? Shifu! Shifu. Today I finally managed to split the Great Boulder. However, I know I still have much to learn. Sometimes I wonder if I'll ever be as wise or as skilled as you were. Or if I can fulfill your dying wish. But I must cast all doubt from my mind. And train until I master our art. Lei, Hong, Shifu. This I promise you all. I will carry on our legacy. I will be the Shifu!
And with that, we have completed the Imperial China chapter. Oh man, that ending! There's a reason so many people love this chapter of the game and highly recommend it. It's just feel good at the end there. Although I will admit, quite a bit of tragedy along the way. But as you can see, now that Lei has taken the role of the Shifu, now she is the character displayed on the chapter select screen. Really cool detail. Absolutely love that. But we're going to have to move on to a different part of East Asia in the next video. I think you know what time it is. That's right, time for the Daikatana chapter. Hope to see you then.